Okay, guys, so look at all these brushes. What do they do? Why are there so many? Which one should I buy? Which one is good for my dog? Well, guess what? We're going to let you know in this episode of the Grooming by Rudy podcast.
You're listening to the Grooming by Rudy podcast.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Grooming by Rudy podcast. For those of you who don't know us, we are father and son dog grooming duo with over 50 years of grooming experience. And the purpose of this podcast and our grooming channel is to teach you guys about dog grooming. So welcome back to the show. Anthony, haven't spoken to you in a couple of days. What's going on, man?
Oh, same old, same old. I was a little sick a couple days ago, a little under the weather, a fleeting cold. But I learned a new real big pet peeve of mine, if you could call it that. It's when at night, right? See, I like to fall asleep with the TV on. I'm one of those people. I can fall asleep in complete darkness, but I hate that. I love to put the TV on, and I realized that it's extremely enraging when you lay in bed at night and you go to turn your TV on and your remote control picked that moment to die. Yeah.
I just took a drink. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Because
I've had that moment.
it's man, it's just because like I also don't sleep on my back. But when I first lay in bed and I put the TV on, I lay on my back with my eyes closed for probably like 10 minutes and I listen to whatever video I chose. So to think that that's what's about to happen, when in reality, I'm actually just a few seconds away from being back out of bed in the kitchen in my underwear, looking through a junk drawer in the dark to hope that we have batteries in the drawer. Instead of just being cozy in bed, picking, the next ghost video that I'm falling asleep to. Very enraging, very upsetting, very upsetting.
I can understand that. And the worst part of that is not being able to find the freaking batteries.
Yeah.
That's the worst part of that.
We keep them in one spot, and
they're never there when you need them.
When you need them, they just kind of go. I'm a big believer in the whole, well, it didn't just get up and walk away on its own. Oh, yeah, it did.
Yes,
it did. That's a fallacy. When your parents told you that, when you misplaced something as a kid and they said it didn't just get up and walk away on its own, I call complete BS on that. Stuff absolutely walks around on its own.
Yeah, that's when you need to set up like a video camera, and now you have a haunted ghost story on your hands.
Yeah, that paranormal activity.
And they're apparently they're stealing batteries.
Yeah,
the spirit world needs batteries.
Yeah. I guess they like to fall asleep with the TV too, like Poltergeist. But it's very very upsetting, especially because you know how it is too. Once you're already in bed, if you have to get up for any reason, you're not going to be as comfortable as you were when you got up.
Yeah.
You can't replicate the perfect comfort. Once you find it, you better not have to get up and go to the bathroom or nothing, much less your damn remote stops working.
Messes up the cadence.
Yeah, messes up the cadence. I already sort of like nestled in, found my shoulder area. I got my pillow, at the right, and now I'm in the kitchen,
No remote.
No remote,
Oh.
yeah. And God help you if you can't find batteries, because now I have to go into the living room and steal the batteries from a remote that I won't need till tomorrow. And now, first thing in the morning, I'm doing this remote control board game in the middle, this battery swap.
And it's a domino effect, because now if you forget that you took it from that remote, when you go to use that remote, now that one's not going to work. So it's a big problem.
It's such a pain. And, I have the same bad habit with DVDs. I don't really watch DVDs very much anymore, but there are some movies that just when I'm in the mood for them, they're not available to stream. I have a big DVD collection, and I have this bad habit of whenever I put a DVD in the DVD player, whatever was in there last, I put it into the nearest DVD case that I have. So then in the future, like there's no DVDs that are in the proper DVD case. I have to follow the line back to the original movie, because when I watched the first Terminator, I left the case on the fireplace, and then the case I put it away somewhere, and then I wanted to watch something else like Terminator 2, and when I go to pop out Terminator 1, it's going to go into the Terminator 2 case because that's the closest one in my hand. So then as that continues to unfold for months at a time, if I ever want to find Terminator 1 again, I have to go through I have to go work backwards to all the DVDs that I watched in order. Because none of them are in their actual cases. They're in the movie that I watched after them's cases.
Very serious problems.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah. I'm a maniac. When it comes to grooming, you can listen to me on some stuff, but like the normal day-to-day, like life hacks, don't listen to me for anything.
He struggles.
Yeah, I'm struggling. It's hard out here, man. It's hard.
Okay. With that being said, we have to get into this video. Guys, the market is just flooded with brushes, right? I mean, there are so many brushes when you really look for a brush that you want to use on your pet at home, or you're a groomer. Even for us, sometimes we'll be thumbing through the magazine going, what's this brush do, right? All right, well, that's what we're here to tell you, guys. We're going to go over a few brushes, and there's many other brushes other than the ones we're going to show you right now. But I want to show you our first brush up is the Andis large universal slicker brush, and it's this guy right here, guys. And you have probably seen me use this brush a lot in our videos, and the reason why I use this Andis large universal slicker brush is because it's universal, guys. It is really good for just about any dog you have, whether you're the professional dog groomer, whether you're the at-home dog groomer, regardless of dog. These brushes are great for prep work. They're great for getting undercoat out because they're nice and large. They're a firm brush. They got a really nice handle on them that you can kind of grip so your hand doesn't get too tired. They're great for dematting dogs. They're great for de-shedding. They really start working out that undercoat. They're great for maintenance. They're great for maintaining your dog in between groomers. For you at-home groomers, definitely a good brush to have. Great maintenance brushes for in-between groomings. And again, they're great for all breeds. We're talking, Bijans, Shih Tzus, Poodles, Doodles, Labs. It's an awesome brush, and I do recommend that. This big Andis large universal slicker brush, great brush to have.
I got this one here. I got plenty of brushes over here that I want to talk about. This one is a little bit smaller, very similar though. This is the small Master Grooming universal brush. So with this one, you will notice it's a little bit smaller. So this is really good for what's called spot brushing. Certain areas on your dog that might be a little thicker than others. This is smaller, so it's a little bit more of a concentrated spot. And since it's smaller, it's great for those hard to reach areas like the armpits or the inner parts of the legs, like stuff where if you have this big brush, like it's a little harder to get your hand under there and get the brush in the proper position. So this is really good for that. Spot brushing, very important. When you're brushing your dog out and you notice one spot seems to be just like a little bit thicker than the rest, you could switch to this one and you could just concentrate on that one spot there. So it's useful for that. You'll also notice too is that there is a big curve on this one. It's very, very curved. So you got to be careful with that because it will tug a little bit more because of that curve. So when you compare it to the large slicker brush, there's just more surface area there. The large one that has a little bit less of a curve is going to be a little bit more easy on it. So you do have to be careful with this. But it's a very good brush. It's very useful. You can use it for any breed, but it's still kind of it's better for like certain circumstances, certain purposes. I wouldn't recommend it for like every single situation that you're in, every single dog. It's better to be used for like concentrated areas, like I said, too, especially under the armpits and stuff, where you can really use the curve of this to contour correctly and get to those awkward spots.
Absolutely. Again, Anthony stresses the point. We're only going to use that brush for certain things, like he just said. With that being said, guys, this next brush up is the Miller's Forge Super Soft Medium Slicker Brush. Now, this one is kind of the complete opposite of the one that Anthony just showed you, because this one doesn't have a curve at all. This is kind of like an old school brush, but these brushes are still amazing brushes. We still use these brushes. I still see a lot of people using these brushes because one of the things that's great about them is it's got really soft bristles. So it's going to be less irritating on the dog's skin. Great for medium to small size dogs because it is a smaller brush. It's very lightweight too. And it's got a nice handle. It actually has like, some little paw prints on the handle there. So it's a cute handle. Great for prep work. One of the things I really, really love about this type of brush, in particular, this Miller's Forge, this company's been around forever. It's a great fluff drying brush, guys, because it has that long rectangular side to it. You can really get the corners of the brush in when you are fluff drying, when you're blow drying your dog, like your Bijans, your Poodles, even your standard Poodles. You could really fluff dry with this particular brush. I really like this brush a lot. Again, guys, all breeds. This is a great in-between brush too. It's a great at-home brush. You could use it on Poodles, Bijans, mixed breeds, Yorkies, Cavalier Spaniels. Really good brush. It's the Miller's Forge Super Soft Medium Slicker. We highly recommend this brush.
This one's kind of a weird one, but it's fun to talk about. This is the Master Grooming Tools double-sided slicker brush. There's no like back to it. It's on both sides of it are bristles. So this is a very interesting brush. It's very flexible because it's you could see it's still in the package and you could see how much it flexes back because there's bristles on both ends. There's no back to it really. It's just one side is bristles and the other side is bristles too. So this puts a lot less pressure on the coat because of its flexibility. It's not all based around how hard you're doing it or lightly you're doing it. It's going to flex backward when you go to brush the hair. So it takes a little bit of the pressure off of you as the groomer. And it's great that it has two sides because with slicker brushes, you often have to pull the hair out, clean the brush out before you can continue because the hair gets kind of gunked up in the bristles. If you're running short on time, you can flip it right over, just kind of keep going in one motion. You're not losing any time, so it's good. But where this gets interesting is these brushes are very good for what's called bath prepping. Bath prepping isn't something we actually really do very often. Maybe we'll do a video about it at some point on the grooming channel, but bath prepping basically is when you prep the dog in the bath with wet, shampooed, conditioned hair as opposed to brushing them out prior to the bath. We usually recommend always brushing out prior to the bath. That's sort of just what we live by. I don't know if that's considered an old school tactic or whatever. So we don't do much bath prepping, but some people do. This brush is going to be great for that. You could definitely use that for some bath prepping, and it's I don't know if it would be as effective for dry prepping, I guess we'll call it, which is what we do, where there's no bath involved until the dog is at least brushed out a little bit. But what's another great thing about this is the handle. They really, Master Grooming Tools really kind of outdid themselves with this handle. It's completely ergonomic. You guys can't tell how comfortable this is in my hand, but extremely, extremely comfortable. Very, very easy to hold. So yeah, this is still it's multi-use. I'm sure you can use this a bit for a dry prep, but where it's going to shine is the bath prepping. So bath prepping specific breeds would be like Shelties, those really, really long, thick coats, like mini doodles, that kind of thing. Bearded Collie, Havanese, Shih Tzus, Lhasas, Cocker Spaniels, that kind of thing is where this thing will shine. If you are into the bath prepping thing, just from looking at it, and again, maybe we'll do a video on this, just from looking at it, if you do bath prepping, this is going to be probably one of your more favorite brushes because this is a really cool one.
And keep in mind, guys, these brushes are available to you. They're fairly inexpensive. They range probably anywhere between like $6 and $15. So they're not really expensive brushes. And if you're interested in any of them, you could just go to petedge.com, use our promo code Rudy5, and you'll receive $5 off any purchases of $100 or more. You can find these brushes at petedge.com. But sticking with what Anthony said, yeah, Master Grooming Tools really crushed it with the ergonomic handles, guys, because this next brush up is the Master Grooming Tool Ergonomic Soft Slicker Brush. And this brush, I have fallen in love with. I don't know why, but it just feels so good in my hand. It has such a good handle. It's got like this little indentation right here that your index finger just could wrap around. So you're really going to have less hand fatigue when you are brushing out your dog. Very, very sturdy brush too. Great for prepping, great for daily use. Definitely recommend this for the at-home groomer if you have a smaller dog, or even the professional groomer. Guys, I don't know, Master Grooming Tools has come a long way. I love this brush. I can't wait to show you this brush in action because I really have fallen in love with this brush. But as far as breeds, again, guys, all breeds at home, mixed breeds, especially small to medium-sized dogs. I really highly recommend this Master Grooming Tools Ergonomic Soft Universal Slicker Brush.
Another interesting one is the Master Grooming Tools Long Pin Slicker Brush. Very close to the same thing as the last one I just showed you, the double-sided, except this is just a single-sided. But the bristles are extremely long on this, which, again, is going to take a lot of pressure off of you as the groomer because they're flexible. There's so much give to them. So, again, just it kind of takes the pressure off. It's not all based off of how hard you're doing it. Anything that takes pressure off of you is good. And once again, bath prepping. This is a good brush for bath prepping. With the bath prepping, in the back of all of these brushes that we've shown you so far, there's instructions. So you'd think, oh, it's a brush. How can there be instructions? Well, because of the bath prepping aspect of things. This one says right on the back, shampoo and condition. So that tells you right there that this brush is going to shine as a bath prepping brush. But yeah, basically the same thing, just really, really long pins. It doesn't really, it just has like kind of a normal handle, but it's still comfortable. All of these brushes generally have pretty comfortable handles because the creators of them know that a brush is a very common grooming tool. You're going to have a brush in your hand for a lot of your day as a groomer, especially in the morning when you're doing your preps, whether you're doing bath prep or dry preps. They all kind of know that you need a comfortable handle, so it's very important. But yeah, this same thing, like, collies, long-haired shepherds, Goldens, Golden Doodles, that's where this brush is going to shine. But yeah, another bath prepping, oh, God, that's hard to say. It's like a riddle. Another bath prepping brush that you also can use dry. Just because it's a bath prepping brush doesn't mean that you could only use it for that. Yes, brushes tend to be best in their respective categories. What they're meant for is where they're going to perform the best for you. But yeah, this is also a good brush and inexpensive, so probably worth having because it's very similar to just normal slicker brushes, just with longer bristles. So if you have a right dog where this would apply to, dry or not, this would be a pretty useful brush for you.
And we're going to show you the brushes that we think that you should have, the brushes that we think you'll get most use out of at the end of the video. But we have one more brush to show you guys, and this is going to be your pin brush. All right, so a lot of you guys have seen these pin brushes, and this one's made by a company called Ergo, and the thing about this Ergo company is that it has an Ionic feature to it where when you're blow drying a dog or using this, it limits the static, which can be a huge problem for groomers, especially in the winter months. So this Ergo pin brush is great to have, but the only thing about this brush is it's really just like a finishing brush. It's not going to get much undercoat out. It's not going to do much by, maintaining a coat. These brushes are mainly used by like breeders or, at dog grooming shows where the dogs are already done and you have a nice finished coat because the bristles are just so soft. They don't do a whole heck of a lot. They're actually great for your hair. It would be great for my hair if I had hair, but I don't have hair. But if you have hair, this brush would almost be good for you too as well. But again, this is just more of a finishing brush. You can fluff some coat with it, but the pin brush is probably going to be, the least effective one out of all these brushes. And again, they're just used for a certain purpose. But if we're going to recommend any of these brushes to you that you should have, if you're having difficulty making a choice, guys, you should go with the Andis large universal slicker brush, or I would highly recommend the Master Grooming Tools soft ergonomic handle bristle brush. So these two, if you're questioning any of it, either one of these is going to work for anything that we just talked about, guys. So these are your two. And again, we're going to leave links in the description, or you can just go to petedge.com, and both of these brushes are available to you.
Yeah, I was going to mention, again, the Ergonomic. Can I see that one, actually? Yeah. Because this one, and we use Andis slicker brushes a lot. We kind of always have, but we use a bunch of different brushes. And this one, honestly, based off of, like, handle alone.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, especially depending on the dogs that you have booked in one day, you are going to be brushing a lot. You have to brush to even dry, too. So it's not just the prep. It's the blow drying in the middle of the day. You're even brushing during the finish sometimes. So the handle is so important. And I did say all of the handles they're fine. Your fingers fit fine on it. You can grip everything pretty well. But the fact that this has like this rubber, it's so comfortable in your hand. And I don't know if it's a preference thing, but I like a little bit of a smaller surface area. Yeah. I like concentrated brushing.
Me too.
When you have a huge, and it's like, yeah, you're covering a lot of the dog, but I don't know. I don't know if it's just like not a perfectionist thing, but I really like just one spot at a time, so you could really see what you're doing. It's like washing your car. Like you don't want to have a big sponge this size and you don't really know what you're getting. Like, it's like sometimes a little bit more, just let's do inch at a time here, inch at a time. So
a little more detailed.
Yeah, a little bit more detailed. That's what I like about this one. And we've always liked the Andis too, because the Andis, they don't really have a huge like bristle, whatever the bristles are actually coming out of there.
Yeah.
Like that one's bigger, like that Andis one is bigger, but it's not joke big. There are some brushes that, to be honest, are kind of a joke, where it's like, what is the point of this? Some companies make the bristles joke long, where it's like, this isn't going to really achieve anything. Not in a grooming shop with maintenance clips. Like that's where at-home clips, where it's like, there's a use for many other brushes, but these are like the most common ones that we see too, that you could kind of have some fun with. But yeah, definitely the Andis and the Ergonomic one that you held up. And I guess if I was going to recommend a secondary brush to just try some stuff, it would probably be this long pin slicker brush, because the pins aren't ridiculously long, and this would just be a good, if you're gonna think outside the box a little bit and go, I want to have a couple different brushes because I might run into some different situations. This would be a good one to start with that, this long pin brush. So it's just a little bit different than the Ergonomic one and the Andis one, and it'll do something different for you if you want to try something like that out.
Yeah, and we want to thank each and every one of you. If you enjoy these shows, if you enjoy the podcast, do us a big favor, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, because we really enjoy doing the show, and we want to hear from you guys.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us today, guys, for another episode of the Grooming by Rudy podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, like my dad said, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You could also go over to our other YouTube channel. It's called Grooming by Rudy. We have lots of helpful dog grooming tips and tutorials for you over there. All the brushes that we talked about in this video are available at petedge.com. Make sure you use promo code Rudy5. Save $5 off of any orders of $100 or more. Until next time, take care, guys.